Hi, everybody. Um, I was just thought I'd come on and talk to you guys for a second about a couple things that I always ask myself the question of how did I ever get involved in politics. I'm sure a lot of you guys out there always ask yourself how did you get involved in politics out of all things. And I was sitting back reflecting, I was thinking, what more, what's the more greater feeling than talking to you guys? I get no greater feeling than coming here talking to real progressives about the issues that we face, how we get here, and the things that drives us, the things that makes us tick. And I get the question a lot of times of how did you ever get involved in politics? And I think to myself, I ask myself that question a lot of times. So thinking back, I hung around my grandparents a lot growing up, and my grandmother was a big fan of JFK. I remember being a little small kid in the house, and she had this big picture of JFK on her wall. And I hung around her a lot growing up, and she was so into JFK that she named my dad after JFK. He has his middle name, and his first name is name. She named my dad after JFK. JFK name is Kennedy, John F. Kennedy. My dad's name Kenneth, and that's how I ended up with my first name Ken. So that had a lot to do with me being, for some reason, taking an issue in politics. Another thing too, you guys ever wonder maybe we was chosen, maybe we was chosen to be a part of this because it's not easy, folks. It's not easy. A lot of us lose friends over this thing. I mean, people that we normally associate with, we lose friends because people don't want to. They don't want to, what they've been taught all their lives to be challenged. They don't want that. They don't want it to be challenged. I've gotten so many times people come up to me and say, "Oh, if you're not voting for Hillary, then you're for Trump." I'm so frustrated with that argument that I'm to the point where I'm saying, you know what? If Trump happens to win, so be it. And Carla, you're right. This is so much bigger than just politics. It's bigger than that. I used to be a person that vote blue no matter who. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie. But and I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I left the Democratic Party because I did not leave the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party lost me. It left me. It left me. And then you're right. I would never want to lose friends over politics, over the issues, because I feel like you should be able to agree to disagree with people on several issues. But there are people that don't see it that way. They don't. They want you to compromise on what you believe in. They can't get through their head that you vote for your values and not for your fears. And I'm not going to vote for a corrupt warmonger who's no different than Donald Trump. She actually has more experience than doing horrible things than Donald Trump does. So I'm not gonna ride that anymore. And I'm gonna tell you something that you guys probably haven't thought about. They tell us that if we don't vote for Hillary, that we're voting for Donald Trump. They say that means we prefer Trump. Nothing could be further from the truth. But I'm gonna ask you guys a question: Who was the first? Who was the first people to actually prefer Trump? Bingo, you're right. The Democratic Party. You know why they preferred Trump? Because in every matchup poll, Senator Bernie Sanders was defeating Donald Trump by 15 percentage points or more. They didn't care about that though. All they cared about was Hillary Rodham Clinton. They were willing to lose and deal with Donald Trump than have Senator Bernie Sanders become president. That's the facts. Look at the emails. Everything that we was talking about, we now know that that's a fact. Period. We know it's a fact. So don't come at us with that BS. You all preferred Trump from the beginning. You was gonna take Hillary. You guys were Hillary or bust. Make no mistakes about it. You were Hillary or Trump. Period. You guys started that. But you know what though? We're woke now. We are awake. We are awake. And we're no longer gonna be divided by a collection of red states and blue states or party lines. We're no longer going to be divided by taxes because now we know that taxes don't fund government spending. We're no longer going to be divided by the small issues that don't mean anything to us. We're no longer going to be divided about it anymore. We're going to stand true to ourselves, and we're going to fight for what we actually believe in. Because if we don't fight for what we actually believe in, I promise you, we will get the exact same thing that we're actually afraid of in the first place. So this election is about the soul of America. It's about the soul of America. That's what this election is about. And it's not about one election cycle. If Jill doesn't make it, we don't necessarily lose. Our goal is to build a third party up so where if Hillary Rodham Clinton becomes president, she can be challenged in 2020. Because our goal is to bounce her out in 2020. And our next goal is going to be to push this House and Senate progressive. We need a progressive agenda, a real progressive agenda. And the only way we're going to get a real progressive agenda, we're going to have to shake shit up. And that's the fact. That's the truth. It starts with denouncing Hillary Rodham Clinton. I got a text message the other day. Someone texted me, said, "Hey, Kendall, this is such and such from PAC, and we're doing volunteer vote. We're doing text message to get voters to vote." And I was thinking, my response was, I'm voting for Dr. Jill Stein. I'm supporting Dr. Jill Stein. Their response was, well, we're not the Democratic Party, but we are against Trump. So would you be interested in getting African Americans out to vote in battleground states against Trump? My response was nope. One word, nope. First off, you're not going to sheepdog me into supporting Hillary Rodham Clinton. You claim that you're against Trump, but you don't know who you're voting for. Save it. Save it. Jill, not Hill. Jill, not Hill. There's under no circumstances will I help Hillary Rodham Clinton become president of the United States. And you guys that are voting for her, that know the facts, that know the truth about her, you're responsible for everything that she does. Wars, meeting with corporate donors, calling Wall Street. This is what you ask for. If you vote for corruption, I can promise you that you will get corruption. If you continue to turn a blind eye and lower your standards, then low standards is what you're going to get. Hillary Rodham Clinton is not going to do anything on climate change. Why? Because you already told her that you're going to vote for her anyway. Why would she alienate somebody who's giving her a $20 million check in donations? Hillary Rodham Clinton is not going to do anything is not going to try to get universal health care passed. Why? Because you already told her that you're going to vote for her anyway. Why would she alienate someone who's giving her a $50 million donation to her campaign? $50 million in donation to her campaign. Why would she? She's not going to. Hillary Rodham Clinton is not going to do anything on climate change. Why should she alienate the fossil fuel industry that gives her millions of dollars? Why would she? When she knows she has your vote anyway. You guys see the pattern here? You see the pattern? This is why we can't get things done. This is why we can't have nice things. And then she take it to the debate stage and she all the time mentioned the Clinton economy, Bill Clinton's economy, how he balanced the budget. No, what Bill Clinton does and what you always hear from real progressives is Bill Clinton didn't balance the budget. He stripped the economy. He took money out of the economy. What happened shortly after he left? A recession. What happens when your deficits are too small? You end up with a recession. We end up with a recession without exception. We need to be spending money. Taxes don't fund government spending at the federal level. Those are the facts. We're not looking for a balanced budget. We're looking for a balanced economy. As I said earlier, we're bigger than a collection of red states and blue states. And now you're not going to be able to divide us anymore by red states and blue states, or by our gender, or by our race, or by who we love. You're not going to be able to divide us by that anymore. It's no longer going to work anymore. We're no longer interested in someone telling us that we're unrealistic or we should wait when it's all kids that are dying in the streets. We're no longer interested in someone telling us we're unrealistic or we should wait when we know that we're not broke. We know that our nation, do we know that the U.S. dollar isn't backed by gold, that we have a free floating currency, that we can do more to improve our livelihoods. We can do more to bring about AIDS research and cancer research. We can do more and have universal health care. We can do more to send kids to college. We're not broke. We no longer want to hear that anymore. We need an army of people learning MMT and taking it to the streets. Taking it to the streets and telling the elites that we know that taxes don't fund spending. And we know that you guys have been lying to us for decades. And we no longer going to listen to it anymore. We no longer interested in you lying to us about things that are not true. We're no longer interested in you telling us that we have to have a balanced budget amendment, or we have to do stupid games in Washington like the debt ceiling, something that's going to harm our economy and going to harm millions of people. We're no longer interested in cutting food stamps by $10 or $15 per family, but to pay for a budget when we know that the taxes don't fund anything to begin with. Taking food out of families' mouths is unacceptable in the most richest nations on earth. We are the issuer of our currency, not the user of our currency. It's time to be honest. It's time to stop telling the American people falsehoods. It's time to stand true to who we are. Taxes do not fund spending at the federal level. It's time to even try to bridge the gap with the Republicans. Yeah, I'm going to go here. It's time to try to bridge the gap with the Republicans. They don't want their taxes raised. And you know what? If we can get them to agree to universal health care, free college, and get them to understand that taxes don't fund spending, then maybe we don't have to raise their taxes that much more. Maybe we don't have to raise their taxes at all. Maybe we can lower corporate taxes. Maybe we can lower corporate taxes. MMT. Modern monetary theory. We all need to learn it. As I said earlier, if we do not learn modern monetary theory, everything that you care about, everything that you love, all the issues that you want to see go into place, all the hard work that you guys are putting in, all the blood, sweat, and tears, it's going to go kapoof. It's going to be a big waste of time. Because if we're going to let them treat us like we're still on the gold standard, as if we have no domestic policy space to get anything done, everything that I'm talking about is going to be a pipe dream. A pipe dream. That's what it's going to be. If we want to really seriously see our agenda enacted, we got to learn modern monetary theory. Taxes don't fund anything. They're deleted out the system. Each tax dollar go out, a new tax. Each dollar go out, a new dollar come in. Money isn't circulated through the money isn't circulated through the economy that way. That's not how it works, folks. The federal government does not borrow money from a foreign nation. Let's say you guys are the issue. Let's say you guys want to borrow a cup of sugar, and you wrote an IOU for a cup of sugar. Do you actually go and borrow that IOU back to get another cup of sugar? Can you imagine going and asking China, "Hey China, can I borrow an IOU? Hey China, can I please borrow some US dollars, please?" It sounds asinine, doesn't it? And it's time that we all get angry about them telling us BS lies like that. It's time that we all get angry. A civil rights bill did not get passed because a group of people sat on their hands. The civil rights bill did not get passed because a group of people accepting the status quo. The civil rights bill did not get passed by people being zombies attached to the cult of personality. A civil rights bill got passed because they took it to the streets. They took it to the streets, and they accepted nothing less than what they knew that they was. Listen, they said they accepted nothing less than what they was promised from the day they was born, and they was not going to come there and accept anything less than that. And we shouldn't accept anything less than that either, because if we do accept anything less, we disrespect everyone that came before us. We owe a debt to everyone that came before us, and if we can't at least try to carry the torch when it comes to economics, then what are we fighting for? We're wasting our time. We're wasting our time. We got to stay true to ourselves, true to everything that we care about, and true to the ones we love. Let's continue to do what they said couldn't be done. What the cynics said couldn't be done. Because, as I say over and over again, cynicism didn't put a man on the moon. Cynicism didn't sign a civil rights bill. And cynicism would not bring about real change in this nation. I'm Kendall Sullivan, and I'm going to leave it there. Rise up, Steve. Rise up. I agree. Thanks.